Time for the morning vlog, huh? So I took yesterday off and just chilled a little bit. Hung out, relaxed, and I didn't get much done yesterday. But today we'll take you around and show you some of the things we got laid out, at least some projects that have been in the works. Here's the Super 1600. I'll be assembling this. We got some wrist pins there, and we got our balanced set of ball piston cylinders here. There's the one heavy one. You can see the little divots there. We had to lighten it. Got the oil pressure relief valve adjusting kit, and all our head hardware, some studs, got some springs and some oil pressure relief plugs. But we bought a bug pack hardware kit, and it comes with all new stuff, so we'll use all these components for that. Got our new push rod tubes. Got our solid shaft rocker arms here. Got our steel push rods, scat. These work pretty well with a single spring. And we got the bug pack hardware kit. It comes with all the engine hardware, exhaust nuts, new washers, and all that good stuff. Got a broach nut for the pulley. Got the heavy duty gland nut with the big washer for the flywheel. Got the HD oil pump. Got the scat degree pulley. These are pretty nice. I was telling somebody about these. You know, I like to use these because you can get a more accurate timing. But you can also use the total advanced timing light and get the same results. So. But anyway, that's what we got laid out for this. And of course the case is over here. It's relatively clean. We'll hit it with a little brake clean and blow it out with the air. But we have our new cam gear, our C35 cam. All our cam bearings are in there. We've set the end play on the cam. Clearance the bearing, the thrust bearing. We have the split bearing in the front location. So we have a steel bearing here and a steel bearing here. Of course, we have the rear bearing here. This is also steel backed. And we have our crankshaft over here with the rebuilt rods. New bushings on the little end, resized on the big end. Crank was polished. It is standard German. This motor did have a cast crank in it. I took it out because the crank was brand new, but it wasn't balanced very well from the factory. Here's the crankshaft here that was in the motor. This is one of those deals, you know, came in and it blew up on a customer, and it was brand new, and I figured I would try to massage it and use it. And the balance was so bad on this when I sent it out. You can see the rods had to be cut off on the backside. The tops of the rods have been cut. They were balanced end to end. And you can see the weight they had to take out of the rear counterweight there. And this thing still wasn't very sweet at 5,500 RPM. I also had to pull some off the front there. So both counterweights were out, and it was out on the center too. So here's the German, much smaller when this one was balanced. So we're gonna go with that and make it a little sweeter. We upgraded the bearings, of course. We're putting a camshaft in it this time. We went with enhanced cylinder heads, ported heads, HD springs, and the C35 cam. And then we're upgrading the push rods and the rocker arms on this also. The case has been machined. Had to line bore the case because we did some damage to the bore from the crank being not right. And yeah, so everything's good now though. It's a really nice AS41. It's a new case. It's not an old case. That's another thing. I always have a lot of people that ask me about the numbers on the front of the case here. And I know that a lot of guys, it's important to them to get an AS41, or, you know, they look for a certain number on the front of that case. And that means absolutely nothing to me. I know that you can go on the Samba and there's probably opinions on to what case is better and all that good stuff. But when you're dealing with a case that's got the original Volkswagen casting number on the generator or alternator pad, you're dealing with a case that's 50, 40 years old. And I don't care how good it was when it was made 50 years ago, 40 years ago, it's fatigued. It's got a magnesium mixture in the aluminum, and they put the magnesium in there so the case can expand and repeat. And after doing that for a period of 40 years, there comes a fatigue factor. And you can tell the soft cases when you're drilling for inserts or do any kind of machine work. It's always better to go with a brand new case. You just can't replace the quality. I mean, you're getting the piece that was brand new 40 years ago and it's still brand new. Some of the cases are still being manufactured. Some of the cases are old new stock. But you're always better with a brand new case than taking an old case and line boring it and all that stuff. The only reason we do that is to keep the costs down on people that don't want to spend the money for a new case. But the integrity that you get with a new case is worth the amount of money that you spend. It's just coming up with the money. Unfortunately, the last motor that 1600 that I built, Super 1600 for Ken, we tried to use a used case and it didn't work out really good for us. We inserted it. He had sent the case off and had it checked, and lo and behold, it wasn't good enough to use. So we went to line bore it because the line bore was bad on the case, and when we ran the line bore tool through it, the pitch changed when it got to the center main, and even the case had been sent out. Obviously they didn't magnaflux it, but they didn't line bore it either. It needed a line bore, but when we line bored it, it spread the crack open on top of the case after we had already inserted it and done a bunch of machine work to it. So not only did he have the $100 and having the case checked out and the shipping to where he sent it, and I think it was $100 to install the case savers, and then we found the crack. It's $120 to line bore the case too. So if you add all that stuff up, you're about $400, and we were able to pick up a new case for right about $680 direct from SCAT. So the other alternative would be an aluminum case, and that's more of a high performance situation. And they work good on the street though. This bus here has one. I built this one years ago. This motor's got quite a few miles now. This came in the other day, shifting problem. And we're sort of going through diagnosing this right now and trying to determine what the issue is. The shifter is less than Jake for sure, but we did manage to get it unbolted out of the floor. It was rusted in there pretty good. You can see all the rust down in the rod there. It's been less than a perfect situation for quite a while. Now on a bus, it's got a little rod that protrudes off the front of the shift rod here, and there's a little bushing up there, and this one's pretty bad. We'll have to sweeten that up a little bit somehow, but it's all in there. What we have here is this, we have a linkage failure inside the transmission, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to pull the motor, the transmission, pull the nose cone off, see if we can see what we can see, and hope that it's in the nose cone area and we don't have to pull the gearbox out of the case, because if that's the case, then we're going to have to be looking at shift fork issue or a broken hub or something crazy like that. However, this was just driving on the road fine. 1 minute. And then the next minute, it was no longer driving down the road. He was able to get it jammed in the first gear, and that's what it's stuck in right now. This rod will not move. The only reason they were moving it is because they had the leverage of the 2-foot shifter, but when the shifter's out of here, this is it's not doing anything. It's locked in gear. So that's what's going on here. We're gonna pull this thing out, pull the motor and tranny. And oh yeah, there's a little lock there. This is a little sweet little 1776 I built years ago, and it's got a Fisher balance there. It's got a SCAT counterweighted crank, aluminum case, stock Volkswagen rod, set of German heads, not ported. Just a good valve job. A little sweet cam in it, and 90 1/2s. because it's a bus. I didn't want to, you know, get too greedy. Of course, it's got K-Rons on it because I like that kind. Some people don't. They like to sell the ICTs, which will never make the power of a K-Ron, but it might run. I don't know. I can't say they'd run sweeter either because my K-Ron motors run really sweet. So that's what my bus has. This has. The blue car has. A few of my other customers. Anyway, I made this custom mount here for the merged exhaust. Because he wanted to run the, well, I wanted to run the merged exhaust. I wanted to put this motor in. He was selling. I built this motor for a car. And when he wanted to sell the car, I talked him into putting the old bus motor in the car and taking this out for the bus. And I think it was a good decision. This has a 091 5 rib in it. It's a little bit longer than the stock transmission that came in here. And it's another reason I had to custom build this mount and stuff like that. But I like to do this for mine when I put the 2110 in, because, you know, the merged exhaust is sort of sweet. And the other option, of course, is the $500 exhaust that exits to the side. I think they might make a little more economical one now. Greg Porter bought one for his Gia. It has the collector on the side over there, and those are really sweet, so I might do that too. But this thing's holding up pretty good. It's been together for quite a while. It's pretty dry still, and this guy takes really good care of it for sure. So I'll go ahead and get some stuff together, pull this bumper off, pull this rear apron out. We'll disconnect all our wiring, disconnect the batteries, and start the old chore of pulling all this stuff out of here and seeing what's going on. So that's where we're at this morning. And then Hans has his job in here. He's got to finish today because he's going back to school. I don't know what he's doing. He's resting up for the big push, but he needs to get this done. I'm gonna, more than likely, all the wiring harnesses and stuff are loose on the top, and I need to push this outside. I want to get my blue car in here and that Mustang inside the building. And I think I'll push this outside and just yank the motor out there. It's easier. And then I can push that bus off to the side. And when these two leave, I'm going to start working on the Nova and put the Bronco back where I can at least drive and start it and move it. I'm going to make a drive shaft for it. And then I'm going to paint all these new body parts that I have laying around for that thing, because it's crazy, man. I got a carpet kit, door panels, dash, all kinds of stuff for that thing, and it's just rotting in the backyard. So I figure if I paint it, make an effort, put that stuff on, somebody will pick it up, and it'll be shiny and they'll buy it. So I'm going to start doing this other thing. I'm going to start showing cool YouTuber stuff that I've got in the mail. And this is probably one of the coolest things I've ever got in the mail. So I figured I'd start with this. And I received this from Rudderfied. You can check his channel out. And he was stationed over in Germany. He was a pilot over there. And this flag was actually flown over the base during a mission. And they gave me this certificate here of authentic, or yeah, whatever that is. I can't say it because I can think it, but I can't get it out of my mouth. But anyway, it's the real deal. It's pretty cool. And I really appreciate it. And this is one of those things that is in my bedroom that I really love. So this is one of the coolest things I received for sure. And I always try to support the military and stuff. And stuff like that. But I really appreciate this, Joe. This is pretty cool, real cool. And I think somebody else sent me the box, Silver Horse 347, and cool stuff, man. So yeah, that's how this is. I'm just going back inside. I just thought I'd show it and say thank you again to Joe. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. It's getting long, trying to keep them at the 15-minute mark here. And you guys have a great afternoon, great day. Push that record button. Some new people making videos. Love Garage, I saw him, go check them out. Father and son project kind of guy. They do some Volkswagen stuff, some restores, and look like they do some really nice work. And I saw a couple other new channels, and I apologize. I'll start writing your names down, give you some shout outs. And then I think I'm going to start doing that, answering the comments again with the camera. That way if you leave a comment, I can sort of give you a shout out and answer the comment at the same time. And maybe help grow your channel like you guys helped grow mine. So got to try to get back in 2015. If there's some YouTubers out there that are trying to make their channel work, and maybe people aren't watching your videos and stuff, maybe I can give you some tips on what I did to get my subscriber base and stuff like that. So I'll start giving you some tips like that on about joining networks and how your video gets placed, and the pros and the cons. I've been real happy with Maker Studio. That's who I work with, and it's been a really good relationship, and I can't complain at all. They've helped grow my channel, and I think without their help this channel probably wouldn't have been possible. The other person that turned me on to networks and how to grow your channel was Adam over at Vlogging Life, so check him out. He's a really good guy, and he's got some really good information. All you have to do is listen, and he's more than happy to point you in the right direction. And it's been a good experience for me, the whole YouTube thing. And I hope everybody has a good 2015. I haven't really made a New Year video, but it's good to see a couple guys that are putting videos up that haven't made videos in a while. And you know, I've been trying to comment on them, thumbs them up. Keep pushing that record button, keep making the videos. It's real important to make videos every week, because when you don't, they unsubscribe you from people that you're subscribed to. I've noticed that I've had to resubscribe to a lot of you guys. If you leave a comment, I always click on your channel and make sure that I'm still subscribed, because even though I don't unsubscribe, YouTube will unsubscribe people, and it sort of breaks the little circle up. But you got to make sure we're all subscribed to each other, keep growing each other's channels, and pushing that record button. Working on these projects and stuff, and yeah. So have a good one. Some of you guys got some stuff in the mail coming your way. Some of you guys that are in Canada, I got to fill some custom forms out for you. I got 2 people in Canada that I have to send stuff to, but it is in the works, and I do appreciate you watching the channel, subscribing, and we're going to do some more giveaways too here coming up, so stay tuned.